Hi, my name is Emmanuel Greenstein, the director of Skyland. Back again to comment the second part of the episodes. Let me introduce you Paul Inson, who is the composer of the fantastic music we have on the whole series. The first time was a fun part of the meeting, because
our first time we met, you were coming out of a speakerphone.
Yeah. We had to manage to talk together, and we finished all the meeting with the producers, and all that stuff around us, and we said, okay, finish the meeting, and after that I will call Paul.
Yeah.
and we're gonna make it easier and faster, and it's gonna be okay.
If you made an inference about a certain style of music, not everybody gets it, and so I would have to spend time explaining around the table, well, this is where we may go with it, and then sort of getting the consensus from there. And it's hard. It's a hard gig to do.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think a lot of the people after a while left us up to our own devices, which was really nice.
We knew exactly what we wanted to do, and hopefully we connected quite
I think so.
fast.
I think a lot of the times you would make a suggestion. This is kind of humorous, actually. You would make a suggestion to me, and then other people would make a suggestion, and I would say, sure, that's exactly what I'll do. And I would completely forget what they said, right?
Yeah.
Do what we talked about, and then they would say, that's exactly what I was looking for.
Exactly.
And it was because...
So we don't have to spend to waste time.
When I first saw the demo, right, the first night, I think it was 3 minutes long.
Yeah.
And as a matter of fact, I scored to it. I don't know if you
Yeah, I
recall.
remember.
And I saw the Akira stuff that you'd put on, and I thought it was pretty brave.
Yeah, it's true.
And you were brave musically.
We're not supposed to have the right to do that, but it was a way to make people understand the whole concept, universe, and the mood, the atmosphere. And I couldn't talk about it more than what you saw, the pilot with the Akira music on it. Because without music, only with words, it would have been probably very complicated for me to translate, to make you understand some stuff. So, but maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. You used to work with directors and how it works when they try to make you feel what they have in their mind, or.
Well, what I really liked about the music was the Akira music, as develops over such a long period of time. It's not like it's a very slow evolution. When I first saw the tempo of the fact that we're moving at very slow move-ins, and it always felt that there was that the music for the series was really something that wasn't going to always change up really quickly. It was always going to be stuff that it was going to be themes that could develop over long periods of time, and I loved that. I loved the tempo, the idea that it wasn't like machine gun stuff. It was going to be long legato pieces that would find their way to weave in amongst the story. The first stuff I remember writing for it was actually I remember looking at a piece of a segment that ended up being in Archipelago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's when we come to at the telescope, and this was one of the first themes that I remember consciously sitting down and coming to. But they were all sort of what I was trying to do. I remember initially after the first demo that I scored to, the first 3-minute demo. After that, I just wanted to sort of touch on themes that I could come up with for not real frame specific, but I just wanted to come up with the themes for the characters, because that was important, I know, to you as well and to me, and I wanted to find ideas that we could find to weave throughout the whole series. You know?
My work with the relationship with the music on the series is the most easy and pleasant part of the work I did on the series. All the rest was very difficult, and the music for you, I can give you back the question. I mean, did you feel something different from the beginning of your work and at the end of the last episode? And
oh yeah, well, there was less to be said. No,
yeah.
Truthfully,
Okay.
there was less to talk about because I felt like I knew story-wise where you wanted to go. And do you know something? As it went along too, I felt that I could take more risks and do what I thought.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think you wanted me to do that too. Do you know? I really mean this as a huge. I mean this as a huge compliment. That is that the thing that I most appreciated about this whole relationship was how you would always push me to do something, and I knew when it worked for you, when it worked for me. I remember when we were Child King.
Yeah.
I remember I wanted to do. I was doing a sort of a. I think I did like a waltz, a salette, like a fantasy waltz, and I thought he's going to get it.
Yeah,
and I never
absolutely.
doubted in a world in a million years. I said that whatever happens, I know that you'll understand what I'm going for, and it will move forward from there.
It was fantastic.
You know.
Oula! Le comité d'accueil qui nous ont envoyés.
Qu'est-ce qu'on va faire?
Bah d'après toi, on va s'en débarrasser?
T'as vu? Les parois bougent?
Ouais, t'inquiète. C'est parti!
This is my homage to it's Igor Stravinsky.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a great part.
It's funny because my son watches Star Wars, and if you see the earlier Star Wars and you see the later Star Wars, you realize actually how in the first 3 episodes of Star Wars, how inventive he's gotten, and how much more open he's got, and hence the same with the series. This is sort of like this is the first time we hear this stuff in the series. I remember writing this, and the music editor. Kevin saying, "Why didn't you give this to me earlier on in the series?" And I said, "Well, it took me a while to come into it. That's all." And it does. Like you want a payoff. If we had this all the way through, there may not. There's a nice payoff with it being the second last episode that we feel that there's something a bit more.
The first thing that make people react and because they were very surprised to get that quality of work for a series, because we're not used to it for television, for series, for kids.
Prenez bien soin l'un de l'autre. Soyez solidaires, c'est votre force. J'en ai le cœur brisé, mais je n'ai pas le choix. Quoi qu'il arrive, souvenez-vous que je vous aime et que nous serons un jour à nouveau réunis.
Non!
Mais qu'est-ce que tu fais? Arrête le vaisseau, man!
Je peux pas! Tu vois bien que c'est maman qui le contrôle!
The music was a character in the show. It wasn't just a dimensional figure with support of music behind it. See him fall down here. You see an action and hear the music specific. No, the music was this other guy that was in the background, and that's what I wanted to do. I remember from the outset, one of our first meetings, talking to you on the phone, and you explained to me the idea of Skyland. It was the idea of Earth breaking apart, but the idea coming from a personal observation about how insular we had become as a society.
That was the first idea, yeah.
And I thought, what would be the thing? After coming away with that conversation, I said, what role is music going to play? And I thought, of course, music's going to be the hope. It's going to pull these things together.
Yeah, and that was the beginning.
And that was the beginning of our, and I thought, rather than even, what is the music? And I thought, music is the hope for this. So that's what we're going to do, because we don't see it, we don't smell it. It's the only thing. It's the only character that we don't have portrayed that will find a way to portray it. And the idea of, the greatest thing about music is, storyline-wise, is that you can take a theme that identifies something. Lena's mother, her theme, and you can just find a way, once you've introduced it to the observer, once you've introduced it to the audience, from that moment on, you can transport time by just introducing that theme at different places, and you once again have made reference to that part of the storyline without anybody in dialogue saying anything, without any image on screen. We've introduced that part of the storyline once again, and that's the greatest part, that the power that music gets to have, is it gets to do what I say is corrective storyline surgery. Things that nobody else can do. We can do with music. We can fix storyline wise with music, or we can wreck. I know we've heard the Quest theme many times, but I always try to find a new way to say the same thing, because in a lot of European films, like if I see, you go to see a European film, they'll knock you over the head with the theme idea throughout the whole film. It'll be variations on it, but it'll be the same motif, and it just glues the whole thing together. And so we had a few different motifs we could work with, and so I hope the glue. I hope we glued it, and I do. It'll come to me one day. In 10 years' time, because I'm way too subjective watching it now. But in some time down the road, I'll sit down and watch 26 episodes, and I'll go, yeah, we pulled it off.